Welcome to Family Basics 101. I'm Dr. Bruce McClure, and I am glad that you've joined us for our continued presentation this week about how to avoid conflicts as we move into this season of Christmas. I need not tell you that one of the most challenging times of the year centers around holidays. And there are supposed to be times of happiness, times of celebration, times of people coming together, but almost without fail, those times that are supposed to be filled with joy and happiness and camaraderie can end up some of the most combative and challenging times of the year. So today, I want us to talk about some detours around conflict, how to change directions to reach the destination of enjoying the time together in peace. How do you handle detours? When things don't go exactly as you envision, how do you process that? A detour can be inconvenient. When individuals behave in a way that brings out the worst in you, how do you handle that? How do you navigate around it? When last minute plans are thrown your way, you, you, you either roll with it, adapt to it, or get stuck. When life feels as if it is falling all around you, how do you handle that? These are the detours in relationships. These are just the basic detours that we all deal with in life. And for the most part, even like road detours, we don't have a warning that they are there until we get too close to the detour and we almost are trapped because there's nowhere to turn. There's no backing up. There's no off ramp. So how do you handle these life-changing events that come at you when you least expect it? Well, what I will suggest is you've got to still figure out a detour. When there appears not to be a detour, it is still important to figure out, how do I make a detour around this situation? Detours are not always convenient. In other words, they're not always right before your eyes, but they are necessary. And that's where the you and the me comes in, to where we have to figure it out. Have you ever had to modify travel plans at the last minute because of weather, sickness, unexpected road repairs, and even last minute emergencies? You just have to figure it out. Although last minute changes are annoying, they can sometimes be life-saving. If too much air turbulence, for instance, is over a flight path, and this truly happened to us earlier this year, if too much air turbulence is over a flight plan from Florida to Washington, and it's going to fly inland, the pilot will fly out to sea and travel up the Atlantic Ocean, and then near Ocean City, turn inland and come over to DCA or BWI Airport. It's an unexpected rerouting, but a much smoother flight. The passengers, truthfully, could care less. The passengers just want to get from Florida to Washington, D.C. with the least amount of turbulence possible. But out of courtesy, the pilots oftentimes will come over the PA system, and they will let us know, this was the plan, but because of storms or turbulence, we're going to alter the plan. We're still going to get you to your destination, but this is the new route. That's a detour. To the passenger, it's really not an inconvenience. It might be more of an inconvenience to the flight crew than it is to the passengers. And had the pilot not said anything, the passengers never would have known the detour had taken place. Avoidance is sometimes best when we're dealing with conflict. And many times the individuals that we are detouring around may not even be aware of what's going on. But because we or individuals are making every effort to make the holidays as peaceful as possible, as quiet as possible, as enjoyable as possible, sometimes it's better for the adult in the room to do whatever they have to do that's within reason to avoid unnecessary conflict. These ideas, 5, I modified them from an article that I found dated June 30th, 2014, in a publication of Psychology Today. First, be careful about reaching quick conclusions regarding why people at the last minute throw you a curve when you aren't expecting it. Your first feeling may not be the wisest. Take a moment to look at the entire picture of relationship between you and the source of the conflict. Second, search first to prove yourself wrong about what you might be thinking or feeling regarding the individual who you feel is pulling you into a conflict. First, try to say, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking is wrong. Try to weigh the many times this conflicting person has been rock solid and supportive. That's different, isn't it? Third, have you thought about walking in the other individual's thinking and feelings that might be creating the conflict? We call that walking a mile in the other person's shoes. Fourth, approach the conflict with the goal of finding a solution instead of someone has to win and someone has to lose. Make your approach solution oriented, not condemnation. And then fifth, be willing to inquire of the other party. What are you thinking that is leading you to this current frame of mind you're presenting? The way you're behaving, the way you're talking. Tell me what's going on up here. Because historically, I've not seen this from you before. And the reason your attempts are really in place is because you're trying to avoid conflict. And you're trying to do this in a way that makes the holiday, makes the gathering peaceful, and a place that is truly filled with the celebratory spirit. Thinking through conflict might fix it, but you've got to be willing to think through it first. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 18, come now, and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Now let's go back to the heading. Thinking through conflict might fix it. Both individuals need to take time to think through their actions or their inactions. Because what Isaiah the prophet said is, come now and let us reason together. See, it's not fair for one person to bear the whole burden of this conflictual situation. Come now and let us put our minds together to correct this, to show to be right. We're not looking for winners, we're not looking for losers, we're looking for what's correct. And we're looking for what's right. And if we find what's correct and we find what's right, it fixes the conflict. We detour around it. And then we can enjoy the festivities of the day that's presented to us. Whether it's a birthday, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's New Year's, the goal is always to let's move around this. Let's avoid this. Join me again tomorrow. Don't be late and don't skip class. God bless each of you.